I've completed crocheting the diamond stitch to create the lid, and I worked a total of 14 rows. Now, I mentioned earlier that this pattern has a repetition of 4 rows and I have a total of 14. That means that I worked the pattern a total of 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. And I finished my work by repeating again the next 2 rows. I repeated, I've worked the row number 3 to close up my work. Okay, so row number 3 is going to be the last row that you're going to work for your lid to close it up. Okay, so finish off by chaining 1, cut the yarn, pull the loop, and tighten up. So this is our piece at this point. Now we're gonna crochet the side parts. Okay, I've already made the first one off camera, and now we're gonna make the next one right on here. What I want to mention is that I've worked a total of 9 stitches in 18 rows. If you recall, I mentioned earlier that I have a total of 45 rows. This means that the one side, 18 stitches, is going to cover 18 rows from my work. The other side, the other 18 stitches are going to cover the next 18 stitches of my work. So 18 plus 18 is 36. And the 9 stitches on the bottom are going to be my base. So 36 plus 9 is 45. So you don't just go ahead and make any rows and any stitches for the side parts. You have to calculate. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to chain 10. Start with your beginning knot and chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Put your hook in the second chain from the hook and work your first single crochet. 1, next stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, 8, and 9. So out of the 10 chains we have 9 single crochet. Chain 1 and turn your work. So every time that you're changing your row, you're always going to be chaining 1 and start crocheting from the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 1 and turn your work to start row number 3. Start crocheting from the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We worked 3 rows together. Now go ahead and work the rest of the 15 rows off camera. I've completed my piece, a total of 9 stitches and 18 rows. So chain 1, cut the yarn, pull the loop, and tighten up. And now we're going to start joining our purse. So let's start joining. Before I start joining though, what I do is I attach with the stitch markers the side part in the 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 4 corners. I attach it on my work with stitch markers. So I am going to put the bottom part right here where's the bottom part, when you fold the bag and it's going to come up here, it's going to be the top part of the bag. And because it's going to be the top part of the bag, I want to have on the top the last row of single crochet that I made. So make sure the row of single crochet is down here. So I am going to put my first stitch marker in the first row of my purse and in the first row on the side part that I made. Now I have a total of 18 rows, so in the 18th row on the purse I'm going to attach my second stitch marker. Okay, so see how here each bump right over here counts as 2 rows of single crochet. This is 1 row and 1 row down here. So the first row is where I attached the stitch marker, and 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and 18. The 18th stitch, the 18th row is right over here. So I'm going to attach my stitch marker and I'm going to put right in the same stitch the corner, the bottom corner of the side part that I made. Okay. And now we're going to attach the base. So we have a total of 9 stitches for the base, and starting to count from the stitch that I have my stitch marker, we're going to count 9 stitches. So what I'm really doing, I'm counting the first single crochet of every row. Okay, these right here are the first single crochet, the first stitches of every row. So start counting 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9 right over here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and grab the last stitch from the base. Okay, and now we're supposed to be left with a total of 18 stitches on our work, counting the one with the stitch marker. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So right here in the last stitch, attach your last stitch marker and grab the corner, the last stitch on the side part that we made. Okay, so this is what I have at this point. Okay, now go ahead and do the other side off camera, and when I finish I'm going to turn my video back on and start joining our sides. Now that I've attached stitch markers on both sides, we're going to start joining our purse. I'm going to start from the left side, going upwards around my lid and downwards to crochet the other side as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and start, and we're going to join by working single crochet. So take out the first stitch marker and put your hook right in there. Grab the yarn and pull it through both of those stitches. Chain 1. Put your hook in the same stitch and work a single crochet. Now put your hook in the first stitch of the second row and the first stitch of the second row in the back side and work a single crochet. So this was my second single crochet. Now put your hook in the third row on the front side and the third row on the back side and work a single crochet. 3. Fourth row on the front side, fourth row on the back side. 4. Fifth row on the front side, fifth row on the back side, and work your single crochet. 5. So this is how the work looks like. Keep crocheting one single crochet up until you reach the stitch marker. With the stitch in the stitch marker right over here, we're supposed to have a total of 18 single crochet. I've crocheted a total of 17 single crochet so far, and the 18th is going to be the one with the stitch marker. So take out your stitch marker and work the 18th stitch going downwards. Okay, the 18th stitch on the back side as well, and work 1 single crochet. But because it's going to be the down corner of your bag, in order to avoid having it curving it inwards, make sure you work 1 more single crochet in the same stitch. Okay, now earlier we mentioned that from this stitch marker to the next stitch marker we have a total of 9 stitches, which is the base of our purse. So the 18th stitch going downwards is also the first stitch for my base. So start counting from 1. Now next stitch on the front side, next stitch on the back side, two, next stitch, 3, next stitch, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and my 9th stitch is the one with the stitch marker. So take out your stitch marker and work the 9th stitch for the base. And because again it's the bottom corner, make sure you work 1 more single crochet in the same stitch. Now, with this stitch marker that we had over here to the next stitch marker, we have a total of 18 stitches. So this was the 9th stitch for the base, but also the first stitch going upwards. So start working 1 single crochet, grabbing both sides as we did over here, for a total of 18 stitches. When I do that, I'm going to turn the video back on and see how we're going to start working around the lid. I've worked a total of 17 single crochet, and now I'm going to take out my last stitch marker and work the 18th stitch. The last single crochet for joining the side part, and this is how the side looks like when we have joined it, by working single crochet. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to continue crocheting along the lid, and what I'm going to do every time that I have a single crochet, I'm going to be working 1 single crochet in every stitch, and every time I have a double crochet, I'm going to be working 2 stitches on the double crochet, because when we work horizontally on the stitches, the double crochet consists of 2. If you only work 1, it's going to seem as if you're working decreases and your work is going to shrink. So every time that we are on a double crochet, put your hook under the stitch and work 1 single crochet, and right here in the beginning of the stitch and work 1 more. 1 single crochet on a single crochet, and 1 single crochet in the middle of the double crochet, and 1 single crochet in the beginning of it. Okay, so let's start working. And as I go through and crochet, I always crochet my ends. This way I have less work in the end. Okay, so 1 single crochet here, 1 single crochet on the single crochet. Now we are on the double crochet. So put your hook under the stitch and work 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the beginning, 1 single crochet on the single crochet, 1 single crochet in the center of the double crochet, 1 single crochet in the beginning of the stitch, Okay, so keep working one single crochet, and once I reach the corner, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to work the corner and how to continue from there on. I've worked all my stitches on the side, and now I'm here in the corner in the last stitch, which is the first stitch on this side up here. It's the first single crochet for the side from right here when I worked my last stitch, my last row of the diamond stitch. Okay, so put your hook right here in the very first single crochet and work 2 single crochet in that very same stitch. This way we create a round corner. Okay, so 2 single crochet in the same stitch. Now go ahead and work 1 single crochet in every single crochet. One single crochet in the next stitch. So this is the last row of the lid that we worked, which was a row of single crochet. Now off camera, I'm going to finish the rest of the purse. Okay, so keep working 1 single crochet. All this we're going to work off camera. When you reach the corner right over here, again work 2 single crochet as we did back here. Okay, 2 single crochets we worked back here. 1 single crochet in every single crochet, 2 single crochet on every double crochet. Right here on the side, join in the same exact way we did the previous side right over here. And once I finish joining all around, I'm going to turn my video back on and see how to continue our purse from there on. I have completed crocheting around, and this is how my purse looks like at this point. The sides that we joined on the one side, on the other, and this is how it looks in the front. Okay. Now right here, where I finished crocheting my single crochet, I have chained 1, cut the yarn, pull the loop, and tighten up. And this is how the purse looks like. Now that we have completed the purse, we can see that the lid part over here is a little smaller than the back part, even though we have made the same exact stitches. This happens because the stitches shrink a little bit by when we form the diamond stitch. So what we're gonna do, only in the lid, starting up here from the right side of your work, we're going to work the crab stitch. Now the crab stitch is a single crochet, only thing we're working backwards. So when we crochet, we work from right to the left. When you're working the crab stitch, you're working backwards, and it's the only stitch that you work backwards. So go ahead and attach your yarn right here in the first single crochet when you joined the 2 pieces. Grab the yarn and pull it through the stitch and chain 1. Now, very carefully, go ahead and put your hook in the next single crochet. Now you have to practice a little bit because your yarn might be going, you might be losing your loop from your hook, but that's okay. Okay, so go ahead and put your hook in the next stitch. Now from the top, put your hook in the top, grab the yarn and pull it through the stitch. Make sure that the yarn that you pull does not go through the loop that you have on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull it through both of those loops. Put your hook in the next stitch. From the top, grab the yarn and pull it through the stitch. You have 2 loops. Grab the yarn and pull it through both of those 2 loops. Put your hook in the next stitch. Grab the yarn from the top and pull it through the stitch. Grab the yarn, pull through both of those loops. Put your hook in the next stitch. Grab the yarn from the top and pull it through the stitch. You have 2 loops. Grab the yarn, pull it through both of those 2 loops carefully. Put your hook right in the next stitch. Grab the yarn, pull it through the stitch. Grab the yarn, pull through both of those 2 loops, and see the result that the crab stitch gives us. It gives a nice swirly result in the edge of your work. So let's go ahead and do a few more stitches together, because we haven't worked the crab stitch in previous videos together, okay? So put your hook right in the next stitch, grab the yarn from the top, pull it through the stitch, and grab the yarn, pull through 2 loops. Put your hook right in the next stitch, grab the yarn from the top, you have 2 loops, grab the yarn, pull it through both of those 2 loops. Put your hook in the next stitch, grab the yarn from the top, you have 2 loops, grab the yarn, pull through 2 loops. Now keep crocheting the crab stitch all around. Even in the corner, you're going to work only 1 stitch. So 1 stitch in every stitch up until you work around here. And when I crochet right here in the last single crochet, I'm going to turn my video and see how to finish this row as well. I've worked my last stitch for the crab stitch, and the last stitch was the beginning right here of the lid. Now put your hook right in the next stitch, which is the single crochet that I worked in the first 2 sides when I started joining. Okay, so grab the yarn, pull it through the stitch and through the loop that you have on your hook. So this is a slip stitch. Chain 1, cut the yarn, pull the loop and tighten up. So look at the beautiful frame that it gave on our purse, the crab stitch. It gives a beautiful final touch on your work. So what's left now is to sew the lining, the leather lining, buttons, chains, and our purse is ready. Now we're gonna see how to line our purse, and this is a very thick synthetic leather piece, and you do not have to line with anything else. You just put this in your purse, sew it on through the holes, and your purse is ready. So fold in half, open up your purse and fit it inside. Okay, so start fitting it correctly. Make sure the base down here matches the stitches with the base that we have made. Okay. So let me turn on the other side, because I like to have the 2 pockets on the back side. So fit the lining through here. Okay, so see how we have about 1 centimeter in the back and the 1 centimeter in the front, which was the space that we left in the beginning. I have already cut a long piece of yarn, and start attaching the piece on your work. So take your needle through a stitch from the back here, and take it through the first hole. And leave a long tail here in the end. Now put your needle from the front to the back in the next hole, and to the front again in the next hole. From the front to the back in the next hole, and to the front again in the next one. And what you're gonna do when you go through a few stitches, make sure you grab the tail that you left and you tighten up the lining to your purse. Make sure it's very tight. Okay, so keep sewing up until you reach the last hole. Bring your needle in the back and work a very tight knot back here. Cut the yarn and then attach a new yarn and start sewing the back part as well in the same exact way. So when I finish lining, I'm going to turn the video back on to see how to attach the buttons. So what I want to show now, and then I'm going to go ahead and do it off camera in the end, is I want to show how to attach the buttons. So we have the magnetic buttons over here, okay? Now we have two magnetic buttons because we're going to attach one on each side, one on each corner of our bag. Now, attach the first one up here in the corner and sew it on the loops that it has, in the 4 loops that it has over here. Sew it with sewing thread. Once you do that, attach the bottom side of the button, close up your purse and close it enough so you have a little space over here on the top of your purse, okay? And make sure that all of your purse is lined up on a certain row of single crochet. Make sure you don't go ahead and sew in your buttons like this or crooked or anything. Make sure that both of the corners attach on the same row of single crochet. Okay, so once you do that, close up. Once you sew the top part, close the button, remove the bottom part, okay, the bottom part over here, sew it on here on the 4 different loops, and follow the same exact steps on this side over here, but make sure you attach both bottom parts of the button on the same row and in the same space on your work, okay? So once you do that, go ahead and attach the links on the side of your purse. Take the 2 smaller links and make sure you open your link like this and not outwards. If you open it outwards, you're going to destroy your link. Open it up and attach it right here where you started joining your single crochet. Now close up the link in the same exact way. Okay, now open up your second link and attach it on the back part here where we finished attaching both parts. And close up your link. Now take your bigger link, the quick release link, and attach it on this one smaller link, and attach it and on the other link as well. So this is what you have. Do the same thing on the opposite side. I've already done mine. Okay, so this is how our purse looks like so far. So what you can do now is take your chain and take it through. Okay, so I'm gonna take apart the first link. So put your chain through here. And then put your quick release link in the other smaller link as we did earlier. Okay. And do the same exact thing on the other side as well. Take out your quick release link from the one link. Make sure your chain is straightened out. Put it through here and through your smaller link. And your purse is ready. What you can also do, you can make a smaller and double chain if you want to hold your purse, if you want to wear it, and make it look as if it's shorter. So just take out the chain out of the one link and take it through here. And attach the chain on the other quick release link as well. And here you go, we have a double chain and a shorter looking bag. So thanks for watching, please subscribe, and if you like the video, please press like and leave a comment. Thanks again, bye bye!